Power Rangers, a series that is mostly about just, well, superheroes in spandex suits fighting monsters. Or if you're from Japan or know stuff from Japan, you might reference Power Rangers as Super Sentai. But there is one thing in the series that almost no one really understands, and to this day really doesn't understand. That is the morphing grid. My name's Lil Ballard, and today I want to help you try to realize and theorize on what exactly is the morphing grid. Just in case you don't know what the morphing grid is, don't worry, I'm here for you. This is the morphing grid. It's essentially where all the Power Rangers get their power, and they can use it for good, like the Mighty Morphin Rangers, or they can use it for evil. Yes, I said evil. Villains get to use it. I'll get a little bit into that later. You see, it doesn't matter whether you're good or evil. You can both have power. However, that power must come from the morphing grid, and it must come from a morpher. See, the morphers are what's connecting to the morphing grid. They give you the spandex, the whole ranger outfit, and what allows you to fight monsters and evil, or give evil to fight back in the form of a ranger itself, or the psycho rangers. However, there are certain rules with the morphing grid. For instance, you can't have two of the same ranger. Now, I'm not talking about different teams. Different teams can coexist. I'm talking about the exact same ranger. For instance, let's take Dino Thunder. In Power Rangers Dino Thunder, we are introduced to the White Dino Thunder Ranger, who Mesagog clones him to create an evil White Ranger. This, of course, creates a problem, however, because there can't be two White Rangers. Eventually, what ends up happening is one of the White Rangers, the evil one, begins to circuit out because there is a glitch caused in the morphing grid. What ends up happening, though, is the Rangers fight to figure out who's the survivor. You see, what happens is there's a glitch that gets caused, and that cause is one of them has to be destroyed. You can't have two of the same ranger existing. That's just anarchy. So as you can see, there can only be one white ranger per team, or one red ranger per team. If there's two, it will make a glitch in the morphing grid. Now, mostly we would not know anything about it. And before the research of this video, mostly, I have always thought the morphing grid is spiritual. But we know from a lost episode in Dino Thunder, Beast Morphers, and Overdrive that the morphing grid is actually a physical object. In Power Rangers Operation Overdrive, we had the anniversary two-parter, Once a Ranger, Always a Ranger, in which the Operation Overdrive Rangers lose their powers, and which we get the Black Mighty Morphin Ranger, SPD Red, Ninja Storm Blue, Mystic Force Green, and Dino Thunder Yellow. All the villains team up, however, and they together destroy the morphing grid, which we learn actually is a physical object. This tells us two things. One, the morphing grid isn't immortal and it's not something that can't be broken. And two, it's a physical object. It's something that can physically be touched or physically be harmed. It's something that's physical. And to which I thought that it was just something of a metaphor, sort of. But no, we know now that it's a physical object, something that can be destroyed and repaired, like in the episode of Overdrive. The morphing grid gets destroyed and the Overdrive powers go bye-bye, but it gets repaired. This is also backed up in Beast Morphers. When Power Rangers Beast Morphers came around, we learned how the Power Rangers actually morphed. In the future, I guess, sort of future, we learned that scientists have figured out what the morphing grid runs on. It's called morphex, and it's like a greeny substance. It's used to power the entire city and the Rangers. And we know what the physical object of the morphex is. We also know that morphex can also be used to power interdimensional gates, such as the one that Evox uses to try to come back to Earth. Beast Morphers tells us that this is morphex, and morphex is what helps morph the Rangers. It gives them the energy to morph and stuff. It gives them all the energy to morph, just like anyone can morph. As long as you have that power. Like I said earlier, how evil can harness energy. Really, anyone can harness the energy. It's happened before to pretty much everyone. To the Power Rangers we all know and love, to kids like Justin, and even the ninja-like Alien Rangers. Oh yeah, and other villains use it too, not just this white Dino Ranger. We also see Korag using it, and of course, my favorite evil Rangers, the Psycho Rangers. Now the real question in all this is, where does this power come from? Now, in hindsight, it comes from the morphex, because the power of morphex is what makes a Ranger morph. But it's not just that makes it morph, it's the power of an animal DNA. In all of the series, or most of them at least, the power to morph comes from a DNA. Mostly screwing with some teenager's DNA, and basically what happens is you become a Power Ranger. But this power comes from the morphing grid, something that's been mentioned all in the earlier days of Mighty Morphin. And that this power comes from the Morphex. And we don't really know deeper into this, and I hope to make more videos maybe later on when maybe we might even learn more about it in the 28th season in 2021 when the new Dino, I think it's not Dino Thunder, but we are getting a new season for a new Dino Sentai season in 2021, and Beast Morphers is still airing, so maybe we'll learn something in the new Dino team up that we are getting sooner this year, or later this year. I hope that it teaches more about it. But mostly the power just comes from the Morphex. And the Morphex is what's basically in the morphing grid. So it doesn't matter if you're from the early days of Mighty Morphin, the future of SPD Emergency, or even an alternate universe of Power Rangers RPM. But we don't know everything about the morphing grid, we still know a lot about it. I mean, we don't know everything. We know Morphex, we know that there can be some Rangers, we know a lot about it, we don't know its history. That's what I want to try to clear up. I want to make more morphing grid videos like this. Maybe do like more really good in-depth research of it. Hopefully Power Rangers does something like this. I hope to make more videos like this in the future. For now, this is Lil Ballard signing out. Until next time. Bye.